Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Munce Report as we try and find you a few more winners to add to the list from the past couple of weeks. Trainer Chris Munce joins us to preview his charges, while John Bird from UniBet is back to give us the latest odds and offers from UniBet for the weekend. So welcome, guys. Chris, congratulations on another big week of results with Centrefire and Jabali Gold making it a Saturday double for the team. That took you past the 50 winners mark for the season in Queensland. 51 there so far, and you tally overall 55 winners for the season. So I guess to put that into context, last year I think there was 48 winners overall, and the season prior 54. You're already past that mark and tracking along to have your best ever season ever.
No, look, I think this year I'm certainly not surprised. I mean, I knew that in the back blocks I had some nice young horses coming through, and they've just taken a little bit of time to find their feet, but now. Horses like Centrefire that are a bit longer to hit their straps have started to gallop up well, and Phoenix, and just horses I knew needed a bit of time. They're finally starting to break through and show their wares, which is good to see that it happen. But also think having Justin riding for our stables being a big asset. He's a good rider. He's a strong rider, and he rides well beyond his years in age. So I've got no doubt he's certainly been an asset to our performances as well.
Yeah, very good. And what did you make of those winners? Obviously, just touched on Centrefire, obviously a strong winner, Saturday Metro winner, and Jabali Gold also.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I say, she had the perfect ride from a good draw, which was always going to make her a chance. That's why I was quite liking her chances last week before the race. And it was just, I think, everything fell into place for her to be able to win a Saturday Metro win. And Jabali Gold, well, I mean, he's a horse that he's quite a naughty horse. He can do a few things wrong, and I've put a lot of work into him over the last month myself, riding him track work, and finally started to get his head in the right space. So I think that's probably one of the most satisfying things when you train horses, is to see horses like Jabali Gold that can win races, but just not wanting to play the game. You've got to put a bit of work into him, and he certainly won like I expected him to out there at Gatton on Saturday.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, good to hear that. I guess it's not always the big races, is it, that provide the satisfaction. So, yeah, that's a good little story. And John, mate, UniBet, you came to the party again last week, and Munce Racing Owners had the special offer of $4.40 for Centrefire, and that was just to run a place, and she duly saluted.
It was never in doubt. Served the fence and just pulled out, and it was a very good bet, sort of. So we've offered the place odds on 2 horses so far. This week we're going to see if we can back a winner.
Very good. Yeah, we'll touch on that in a minute, what the UniBet guys have cooked up as far as an offer this week. So, yeah, speaking of, let's get into the preview. Saturday racing at Doomben. Race 1, Military Gambler, who was the first of the recent winners of the UniBet offer, when obviously was offered at place odds and duly saluted. So he was obviously an impressive last start winner, stepping up to the 1,200 metres here. Chris, what are your thoughts on his chances and how's he come along since that win?
Yeah, well, I don't think he's gone back, Adam. Obviously with the wet weather, we haven't been able to sort of give him any real hard gallops, but I mean, he was a very fit horse anyway. It was just a matter of keeping him up to the mark. But he's, as everybody knows, I've got a lot of time for this colt, and he won very well the other day. And I've got to say, I don't think he's gone backwards by any stretch of the imagination. So I think from where he's drawn, he should be able to find a nice spot either outside lead or just behind the leaders. And, I'd like to think he's going to be hard to hold out once again.
And the step up to the 1,200, that'll be the way he finished off. Do you think that'll suit him?
Yeah, I've got no doubt. Yeah, the 1,200 certainly, that's not a concern of mine. I think the horse will get out to a mile next preparation when he comes back from a spell. So 1,200 tomorrow, I think, is just a nice trip for him.
Good one. All right, John, well, you gave us a little teaser. What have the UniBet guys come up with for the offer for Munce Racing Owners this week?
Well, Military Gamble is about $4.20 in the markets at the moment. I think that's pretty good overs as it is. So, but we'll give a special on top of that, and we'll give the Munce Racing team $6 to win. Military Gamble.
Very good. Very, very generous. So I'm sure the people that have already snapped up the offer know what's involved and how to go about it. But obviously, just click on the links and sign up to UniBet if you wish to take up the offer. And as a Munce Racing owner, that price will already be added to your account. So there you go. Very good. Well, thanks, John. We'll keep going.
Sorry there, mate. Just like to add to everybody, if they get into their UniBet account site and look into the vault, there's a lot of offers in there they can use as well.
Okay, very good. And there's also other offers on the opening 4 races at Doomben in general, even aside from the Munce Racing runners.
Correct, there is. There's money back for 2nd and 3rd, races 1 to 4 at Doomben.
Very good. All right, John. Well, let's move on to the other Munce Racing runners on the program, and you can talk us through, give us some insights on their prices also. Chris, race 8, Romani Girl, open handicap here over the 1200. An interesting runner for BK Racing and Breeding, stable newcomer from the Chris Waller yard, and first start here for you. Has raced in Stakes Company in Sydney quite a few times. What are your thoughts on her? What can you tell us about her?
I think she's just a lovely mare, Adam. I mean, since she's come to me, she just seems to have settled in really well. A couple of days she was a bit, I suppose, antsy and unsure of her surroundings, but now she's just settled down into a lovely mare and had a little jump out last Monday where I thought she performed quite well over a trip that was probably too short for her, but kept her a little bit on the fresher side. We haven't really done a lot with her. We've just sort of kept her a bit fresh and kept her mind and body a bit alert. And I think tomorrow you'll see a mare parade very well, very healthy. And if she gets the right sort of run in transit, she wouldn't be out of the race. You know, she's certainly up to this class and quality. It just really depends on what sort of a run she gets throughout the race. And I'm sure she'll be there to race very well.
Very good. And you won't miss her in the run, will you? Obviously, she's a striking sort of grey colour, that quite lighter colour, and I'm sure, she'll have her favourites when she parades there on Saturday. John, what's the market suggesting for her debut for Munce Racing?
She's $31 at the moment, which is pretty good odds. She loves the wet, and greys love the wet, so it's a few things pointing for her there.
That's right, they certainly do. Everyone loves a grey, and then obviously, if it stays wet, that might be one for those Omen punters. So there you go. We move over to race 9. The last runner on the program for Munce Racing is Arthur In Charge, entered for a Class 6 plate over the 1350 here. He got home well last start, Chris, over the 1200 and steps up to the 1350 here.
Yeah, he was really hitting the line strong last start, Adam. Probably the plate conditions don't really suit him all that well. But look, I think the 1350 does. He's a very fit horse. He's probably going to need a little bit of luck. He just can't draw a barrier at all. But if he's able to get the right sort of run in transit, Justin knows him well. I'm sure that this horse will be hitting the line. He's an honest galloper. He's put in every time. This preparation he's put in and raced very well. And I've got no doubt that Saturday won't be any different.
Okay, very good. What are your thoughts on him, John, from the market's point of view?
We've got him $26 this week. And if the track picks up around a slow 6 or 7, something like that, he's going to be pretty well suited.
Very good. Could be another one at value there. So, all right, well, they're the Metro runners for this week. Prices aren't quite out yet on the Provincial Runners. So thanks again for your insights, John, on the prices and also the UniBet offer for this week.
All right, hope we can talk about the winners next week. Thanks very much.
All right, Chris, well, the Provincial Runners for the weekend, we kick off Gold Coast on Saturday. Malachini, he's an emergency here and just waiting on a run in the cutest 3-year-old maiden plate. But you've got another potential option for him as well if he doesn't get a run there.
Yeah, sure, Adam. Well, he's accepted for Ipswich as well, and he's just he's in a position where he's been getting balloted out a few times now. We've freshened him up purposely. I just don't think he runs the mile. And this horse is really, he's got to start to aim up and earn his stripes. But it'd be nice to get him on top of the ground as well to try and get a genuine gauge on how he's going.
Okay, we'll see how the tracks play over the next few days. We then move over to Sunshine Coast on Sunday, where there's 3 acceptors. The first of those is an interesting runner here in Akashi, who's set to make her debut in a cutest 2-year-old filly's maiden handicap over the 1,000 metres. She's a Your Song filly out of Anna Marie, who trialled well at Deegan recently. You happy with that effort?
Really happy with her, Adam. Yeah, look, she's a big filly. I think the 1,000 metres on Sunday is going to be too short for her. But certainly as she gets out into a prep and as she gets older and stronger up to a mile, 2,000, probably even a mile and a half is where you'll see her come into her own. So I would suggest this prep will only give her a couple of easy runs just to get her educated and take her to the races and look at her, and hopefully she can prove me wrong and win her first or second start. But I think reality will suggest when you see a parade that she's a filly that's going to need a little bit of a trip and need a bit of distance. So just wait to see how she performs on Saturday. Also, I mean, the wet track too is a bit of an unknown. We don't know how she's handled the wet.
Okay, yeah, one to keep an eye on anyway, and possibly follow after her debut. The second runner on the program is Buddha, who's entered for the cutest 2-year-old Colts and Geldings maiden over the 1,000 also. This is his second career start.
Yeah, well, he's come along really well, this little fellow. He's not a big horse, but he's galloped up quite good a couple of times. Last season, last preparation, he was a bit of a handful. He was a highly strung little fella, but Alan Chow's done a really good job with this guy. I've got to give credit where credit's due. He's put a lot of time and effort into him in his track work, and he's got him settled down nicely. So hopefully he can handle the soft. He's another one that we don't know how he's going to go through it. But he had a nice gallop this morning on the dirt track there at Eagle Farm, and I was pretty pleased with how he performed. So it'll be interesting just to see how he steps out and races for us on Sunday.
Okay, well, that's an interesting little insight with Alan and the work he's done. What sort of things has he done at track work to help him along?
Well, it's funny. I mean, some horses are one-rider horses. They don't like sort of having a lot of different riders on them. And this fella just seems to get along with Alan. He stays pretty calm on him. And I think that comes through to the horse because the horses are very sensitive. Obviously, they can pick up if a rider's a bit angry or uptight or nervous or whatever. The horses can always pick that up. So Alan's always got on well with him. He's ridden him every morning track work and done a good job with him.
Very good. Okay, well, that's an interesting one. We then move over to the race 5 on the program, a benchmark 68 over the 1,400 metres, where Wowzers is entered here, third up, and steps up to the 1,400 metres from the 1,200 at the Gold Coast on a quite a heavy track last start.
Yeah, well, I mean, this horse handles the wet. His first 2 runs have been sort of pass marks without getting carried away. I was a bit, I thought he'd finish off better than what he did the first 2 runs, but the riders have come in and they've said both times that he's had pretty decent blows both times. So whether he's just come back a bit older this time around and need a couple more runs under his belt, I'm not sure. But he galloped on Tuesday morning. Ryan Wiggins rode him, was very happy with how he galloped out and finished off his work. And I think he's looking for the 1,400 now. So he's one we do know handles the wet. So it'll be nice to see him aim up on Sunday and perform to expectations in the way that we know that he's levels at.
Okay, mate. And then we move over to the rescheduled Ipswich meeting, which was set down for early this week, has been rescheduled to Monday. Barriers aren't out as yet. We're just waiting on those at the time of recording. Malachini, who we've touched on, you mentioned maybe going there. And then the other runner that could be going is Pelisipan, who's entered for a maiden plate over the 1,200 or a cutest 3-year-old maiden plate over the 1,100.
Yeah, well, she'll run wherever she draws the best out of them. I think we spoke about her in the past to say you think filly and quite like this girl. She's had a couple of trials this time in and she's got the ability there. She's just probably lacking a bit of match practice, but I'm sure that, if she can get the right draw on Monday with her and be able to get the right run, she's got enough ability to be figuring in the finish somewhere. So I'd be really looking forward to getting her to the races.
Yeah, exciting for connections there. Having you purchased her from the racehorse sale last June, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and I thought she was a good buy. She was a say you think mare, and I thought we got her at the right price, and she certainly hasn't let me down with what I've seen as far as ability goes. But as I said, she's still got to learn her racing manners and racing pattern, and it's a good way to kick off on Monday.
Very good, mate. Well, that's the preview right from Saturday's runners through to Monday. So all the best to connections for the runners over the next few days, and good luck to yourself. May the winning run continue, and you raise the bat for the 50 winners for the season. So all the best, and hopefully the good form continues.
Good on you, Adam. Thanks, mate.